2 p.m. in the UK. It's 9 a.m. on the eastern coast, and it's time for Fonz and I to go live. Hello, Fonz.
Hi. I'm here this week.
Well, yes, that's a good question, and I'll answer that when I've recovered. Right, okay, so this is Anything Goes, and anything can happen during the next hour or so, and we're here to take your questions about our new venture.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about it, Fonz?
A new venture, yeah. We're opening a refuge service worldwide, so we collect all your rubbish. No. No, it's a new radio station. Yeah, for people all over the world. And I think the best way to describe this, and I know you'll agree with me, is that it's not a station like other stations, like the big names that you get. We're not trying to follow the same format. It's just a station for good friends, good people all over the world to have the opportunity to make a show and learn about radio, really, as well as, people without experience in radio. This is your opportunity to maybe get involved. You can do little things from researching news to do little news stories, talk about something in your community. That'd be brilliant to get people going out and about and talking about their community. What else? You can got a favourite music you like rock and roll. You could do a rock and roll show. And some people that have contacted us have said about, I can't commit to a weekly show because a lot of work involved in it. That's not necessarily the case. You don't have to do a weekly show. You can do a weekly. You can do fortnightly, monthly. So there's all those opportunities. And of course, at the moment, we're not looking for live shows. If somebody can record a show at home and send it in to us, and we can give you all the help and advice of how best to do that as well. So if you drop us a message with that, so yeah, so it's a different approach to radio.
Well,
we're not. What's the best, what's a big radio station in the UK? I'm trying to think now. Heart. We're not Heart. You won't get. We don't sound the same. We haven't got the polished finish, and we're not trying to. We're not trying to. So it's basically, I suppose, best way to describe it is it's a training ground for people who want to learn to get into radio. So we might have a presenter, which would be really cool, who starts off with us and end up on a big station somewhere else later on. And we can say, hey, they started with us. Because a lot of people, including myself, start on small time radio and including hospital radio. So that's the starting ground for a lot of people. And this sort of opens those doorways for people a bit more, I think. And that'd be good to... And the second thing is that it also gives you an opportunity for the community. So people know radio experience, a group of friends want to talk about something, projects that they're doing. They can just record it down and we can broadcast it out. And the same with charities. We've actually got a couple of charities involved who want to make a monthly show, who just want to give updates about their charities and actually what they're doing, how people can get involved, and just awareness about what they, I can't name the charities at the moment because it's not 100%, and it'd be unfair to name them and then they're not able to do it. But say it's an illness you suffer from, like information to do with that illness and stuff. Yeah,
so raising awareness.
Yeah.
And we say hello to Domingos, and Domingos is saying hello, Stephen and Fonz. Welcome to the show. And we are talking about our new venture, which is Global Community Radio. So that's radio for your community, but it's actually broadcast globally.
Yeah.
And that's the magic, isn't it? Because now with internet radio, you can broadcast anywhere around the world 24/7. We've just been discussing this, that we'll be going across 19 different time zones, which has given us a headache.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be after the watershed around the globe all at the same time, is it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's some shows that have been suggested, been offered to us that we can't accept unless they're edited a little bit. So that's because of the time zone difference. But the good thing about it is, which we love to have, usually in a standard broadcast, you have a breakfast show and you have a drive show. And it'd be really cool because breakfast time in Australia is during the drive time slot. That we have a breakfast show in the morning and an Australian breakfast show instead of a drive show. So if there's anybody in Australia who wants to do an Australian breakfast show,
well, there's Roz, and Roz came up with a cool idea as well, and that's to have not on this station but on the subsequent station, breakfast time around the world.
Yeah, so I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, like the whole show, work it out. The whole station's just non-stop breakfast shows.
That's right. True. Well, it's a mixture of
big breakfast radio, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Big Breakfast. Now there was a program.
Oh yeah, that was
in the UK.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Although there is saying that's what I mean. That's where it opens the doorway to do these things where you couldn't do it before because you couldn't get past regulations. And of course, airways like FM and all that were very specific because of the span that they've got. But you see these kind of stations popping up everywhere, and one of them that I find quite good, and I've mentioned to you, is Radio Dead. It's by a comedian, Steve Pank. Used to do stuff on Saturday night TV in the UK, and basically it's about famous people that have singers that have died. So you got to be dead to appear on the station. So you only hear singers that are dead, and it's not a joke station. It's actually, he gives reviews of these people. So when he plays a song, he tells you a little bit of information about them, some details about them, and what they did, their achievements when they, like how they died and stuff. But the tagline's brilliant. It's the station that people are dying to get on.
It is. So, well, true. The only way you can get on the station is to actually
be dead.
To the time. Yeah, true.
Yeah. It's not one that I'm aiming to get on at the moment.
No. I totally agree with that. Totally.
But it is cool. It is a cool idea.
Yeah. We are looking for presenters, and as Fonz said earlier, at the moment we're not looking for you to go live. You can send us a podcast, an MP3, and we can then upload it to the station and play it there. Now, right, so they're having passed over requirement. Yes.
It is. She's spot on. People, this guy, I don't know. I don't know where he got that idea from, but it's a brilliant one. I wish I'd thought of it.
Indeed. Right, so we're looking for presenters, and we'll give you details how to do that after the show. We've got our Facebook page. Okay, let's bring things up to date. We've got our Facebook page, which is there. So you can go over there and you can have a look. And we're on a mission. We now have tested this radio station can actually go live on Facebook. So we've proved that to ourselves. We're on a mission now to get the page that well known that it gets so many likes that we can do it on the United World Radio page.
Yeah. How many likes does it need?
2,000.
2,000. So people that are watching, invite your friends to like the page. And I think as well, but don't quote me on this statement, I think from my personal view, with the way that we're building it, not straight away, of course, because it takes time to build it and we want to do it properly. The way it's going, I think there's going to be something for everybody. Somebody will be able to tune in at a time that suits them and think, hey, I like this. So although we're not aiming for everybody to like it all the time, because nobody can like everything all the time, but there'll be something for everybody. So I think that's a different direction as well. That
Yeah.
you can have certain programs.
Well, I mean,
it's just not. Sorry, no, carry on.
No, I mean, what we can do is everybody who actually broadcasts on the station can be featured on the page.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we've got all sorts of possibilities. This is a win-win situation for everybody, because what we're looking at is to take your existing shows that you've done on Be Live or some other software and take the MP3 from that and then send that to us. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So you download the video, get the MP3, which takes about 5 minutes, and send it off to us with just a show title and a show description. And then we can put it on the station, can't we?
Yeah. And the good thing about it, if it's a regular show and you regularly send them in, we can then put them through at a certain time. So then you can do your show on Be Live through Facebook and then let people know that if they missed it, they can hear the audio on the station.
Yeah.
So it's like you said, it's a win-win. So if people didn't watch you live and they're out and about and they want too busy, because that's where audio comes in really well. Like when I'm walking around town, I can't watch a show, but if I had my headphones on, I could hear it. So it's opportunity. Okay, if you're busy, you can't see it, but hey, tune in at this time because you can hear it on the station. So
that's totally true. So we're looking for podcasts now. In between times, Fonz has put together an amazing music playlist. So when there aren't podcasts playing, there's going to be music.
I think at the moment what's playing is the Beatles and I Love Her at the moment currently is playing on the station.
Well, I'll just share the page so that people can have a look. So I'm going to share the page now. So forgive me for a moment as I go over, and we're going to go to the page. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. That didn't work, did it? Hang on a minute.
It's changed now to Pink Floyd. I like Pink Floyd, so I'm happy about that.
All right, I'll try again. Chrome tab. That's it. I've got it this time. I'm sure I've got it. This is going to work. I know it's going to work. Okay, and there we have it. There's the page.
Now I can see it, yeah. So this thing is there. You just press the play button and you're away.
Yeah.
And it tells you what you're listening to.
Indeed. And
it tells you what you're listening to, so it's all there. Of course, if people give podcasts, what I will do, sorry, pardon me, so I've been drinking my tea, in the background, so we've got regular shows going in, it's the metadata, and you can see it's a picture of Pink Floyd. What I will do is when that won't be the same for shows, but I can change it in the background so it is. So, for instance, say the show comes up, it gives a show title and the presenter's name, and then in the picture, I can have it so a photo of them comes up.
That's good.
So people can see who the presenter is.
The amazing thing is, I'll put everything over to the side there. None of this existed a week ago.
No, we created it in a week.
Kudos for actually doing that and bringing it to life. It's like it's a fast-moving project.
Yeah,
and we've already got 12 people interested in being presenters, and we're going to keep in touch with them. And we're building a list of people who are going to broadcast on the station, recorded to start with, and down the line we'll start to introduce live. But
live is very different because, just probably to explain to people why we're not asking you to go live, is what we will do, because we haven't got a studio. We've got big cut. That's one thing where we're money saving in a big way. Stations that I've worked for before, got a big studio, you have to pay rent, and it's closed a lot of stations basically because they couldn't keep it up. With us, your home or wherever you are is your station. It's cutting out. So we haven't actually got an official station. Our station is online. So by doing it from home, it cuts that big out. But then we would need to give you access to the server to do that. And there's a lot of things that people have got to learn before they get given access. So the reason why we're asking for podcasts now is so you can get started, and then if you wish to do live, we can train you and show you how to do it, and then give you access to do that. And that's the reasons why.
Yeah, step-by-step approach is best. I mean,
Yeah.
Once you've got it, it'll stick. But it is different technology that we use on BeLive. BeLive is plug and play. You just turn up with your camera and microphone, all is good. This is a bit more complicated than that, because you're actually running or helping to run the radio station, which is exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Definitely, and it's all in your hands. So when you go live, you just it is once you've done it, it looks overwhelming, but once you've done it once, then you've got it basically. Yeah.
And Rosie's saying she'd love to learn. She's never done a podcast, or we can put that right.
Yeah. So get in contact with us.
Yeah.
Even if you know what I mean, it's just if you're sitting there talking about something that you enjoy. But the thing about it, we've got going to be discussion shows, music shows, but also I've got a massive collection of old dramas from old radio, old time radio that we're gonna hear as well. So hopefully it bring new people get together and make sort of like short productions. It'd be good if somebody to have a comedy show. That would be really brilliant.
Right. And you'll like this, Ros. To actually do a podcast, you need one piece of software, which is called Audacity, and it's free. Now, over the weeks, we'll show you how to use it. Yeah. So you can actually create a podcast on your own. And we're also, and you'll love this as well, we're testing software that's Australian, of course, and it allows 3 people to go and record a podcast at the same time. And it's very high quality, so it'd be good for the station. And it's 3 people can come together, have a discussion, and then afterwards you get an MP3 with all 3 voices on it. And the quality, well, it's just such high quality.
Top quality, yeah. I was going to say, the thing with Audacity as well, I've worked on some higher level stations, you know what I mean, with the money, the core funding to keep them going. And funny thing is, even they use Audacity. You know what I mean? As a way of recording it seems to be the station's favourite sort of thing, and it is brilliant software. I told you about the story where I brought this really expensive software, haven't I? And took it into the station.
Off you go.
Yeah, no, and really expensive software. Took it into the station about recording my show, and the station manager said to me that you don't need that. I go, do you know how much I paid for that? Because you don't need it. All you need is Audacity. I go, well, how much is that? And he goes, it's nothing. So there you go. It's not about the cost. It's about how good it is. And if you get it for free for good, then why not? And it's the station's favourite.
Right. And in good news, you can get Audacity for the Mac. So you can use the same piece of software. I just checked. You can use it on Windows and on Mac. So
so it's all good. It's a brilliant. It's good. Yeah, I mean, you think of all the money they're losing by not charging you, but we won't tell them that.
And it is a Mac software. So should be totally compatible. If it's not, Ros, let us know.
Yeah, one rule while I'm thinking about it: if you're doing a show that includes music, the songs can't have any offensive language in them. You can on modern tracks get hold of clean versions where either the words have been replaced or just blurted out. So I think anybody who puts a song out, to be fair, we're being honest, anybody who puts a show out and we hear swearing in it gets a warning.
Yeah, there are certain areas which we have to steer clear from to stop any problems being caused.
Yeah, that's right.
One of those is religion. Would you like to explain the stance on that?
Yeah. It's nothing against religion. It's basically it will cause problems in respect, say, like in the UK, and did a Christian show on Sunday morning, then the door's going to be open for other religions saying, okay, why isn't this being covered? And somebody in that religion might not be willing to cover that. So there's no way of covering it. So you can't put one religion on unless you're covering all of them, because it's not fair. And we want it to be equal opportunity with everybody. That's one reason why we're not taking that route. It's nothing against any religion. It's just that we won't do one without the other, basically.
Yeah. And we don't live in an ideal world, and we've got to sort of pay heed to that and not be controversial.
Exactly.
I mean, pop music, most of the world is happy with, and the content of the podcasts, no problem at all. Providing you stay clear of religion and what's the other two? Swearing. Yeah, no cussing.
No, and guests as well. And guests as well, and including in the show. And no racist comments neither.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we live. It's a question of respect.
Sadly, that's how it is. That's how it is. If every person to do with every religion came along, we put a show out. But then again, the problem comes with it is that it'd be religion radio. So it's. I just think it should be equal. I think it should be equal opportunity. If one can do it, then all the rest can do it, and it's got a fair opportunity to do it. But in the ideal world that we live in, which we don't, that's not going to happen, sadly.
But this is what we're introducing is a brand new concept in radio and live streaming, because we're combining live streamers and introducing everybody, including myself and Fonz is well known on radio, but myself to radio, to learn a new trade, which, as Fonz said earlier, you can actually use that then to move onwards into radio work, whether it's your local hospital or whether it's the local radio or whether it's a national station. It does open avenues. And the other thing is that you're actually becoming known for the subject of your podcast. So if you're podcasting about health matters, then you become known for that. If you're podcasting about soccer, you become known for that. Because we're going to be on the website, which is in addition to the radio station. Everybody will have their own page, and you'll be able to put the information down, links and everything. So it will become a place where you can say, right, okay, I broadcast on this station. My show is on at 8 p.m. on a Wednesday evening. Go and check it out, and you can click the link. Now, exciting news. We've only been going a week, but we do have less than a week. We do have, just a minute, I'm just going to try and find it. We do have an Android app.
Yeah, not iTunes. The sad thing is I've got an iPhone. The reason why we haven't got an iPhone app is because we've got to negotiate a deal with Apple because they won't pay him for it.
Oh.
So you don't get a free. When you download an app on Apple, when you add one, it's not free. And we've got to go through the process of finding out how much it's going to cost for what we want. But Android, it is free.
So, I mean, the Android app, I've tried out, and your brother's tried out. We know it works well. You're getting, and we had a shout out to Keith in Australia. He reviewed the software, and Keith's words were, I'm just going to try and find them now.
What a load of rubbish.
No,
it weren't really. Actually,
no, in actual fact, what Keith said was, okay, first listen to test broadcast in Australia, was on Sennheiser headphones, mid-level volume, good quality sound. I hope to hear more. And in actual fact, Keith offered his services. He's willing to help us with our project, which is absolutely brilliant.
I think he originally comes from Cambridge, because he knows a lot of people that I know.
Oh, right. Okay. Small world. Yep.
Yeah.
So there you have it, Ros. We're on iTunes. Sorry, we will be on iTunes, but at the moment we're on Android. You can download the app, totally free on Android. Good for Google, and it's good news. I mean, it is. Should we give a shout out to who we're actually hosting with? The
hosting.
station.
No, you've lost me.
Right. Okay. Right. This is going to happen several times. We used
You've lost
to
me.
this.
What do you mean? Host.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
which stop. Oh yeah. Well, I'll get you now. Sorry, I wonder what you meant. Yeah, carry on. Yeah, I got you now. Yeah, carry on.
We are with Citrus 3.
And their software is brilliant software, isn't it? You can't once you get round it. Years ago, you'd have to do it all manually in a studio, in a station, and very hard work. Not anymore. They cut all the hard work out, which is amazing.
Yeah. And Becky is saying, I'm today using an Android tablet. Sound is echoing, but it's loud today.
I think that's your cold making you echoey.
It could be my cold. Yes. I'm just hoping to make it through to the end of the show. And Rond is saying, be prepared for sticker shock with Apple. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that something?
I'm just let down that I've got an iPhone. Thought I'll get myself an iPhone. I can't even listen to my own station on it.
Well, it's just so simple. I'm not going to egg the pudding, but it's just so simple to install. You just download it, and then it plays, and you can hear the music. At the moment, you can hear the music 24/7 from Fonz's extensive collection, and occasionally you'll hear the Kinks. Now you hear the Kinks. That's what I did. I'm learning.
Yeah. I know. I was listening this morning because I know you really got me in. Then suddenly this other track came up by the Kinks. I didn't add that. He's been adding more Kinks.
Yeah, Kinks in the programming. All good.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to vary the music. As people will notice that the playlist will get bigger, and you'll start hearing different songs in the playlist, because I'm going through different decades, and from the 50s to the present day, really, adding 10 from each decade, and you'll start seeing them. If you've listened from the beginning, you probably noticed that there's more different tracks popping up. So that way it covers a bit for everybody. And I'm trying to get all genders of music as well, like folk, rock, jazz, everything in there. So there might be a point, actually, when the playlist is playing and there is no shows playing, I am going to test this out a bit later.
Okay.
That we can have different hours of gender mute, like different genders of music. Like we could have jazz hour, classical hour, stuff just off the top of my head, and see how that goes. So you're not hearing the same tracks over and over again. You're getting a bit different.
But you do have an extensive CD collection and track collection, do you not?
Yeah, because back in the day when I started radio, you played all off CD.
Right.
And I've got a CD collection of over nearly 6,000 CDs.
Wow.
Probably more. I stopped counting at 5,000, and a massive vinyl collection as well. So.
Right. Well, Ros is downloading the app now. Thank you, Ros. Yeah. And Becky, what are your thoughts about the tree netting that is occurring around the country?
People putting nets at wildlife. Yeah. Do you know what I do about it? See that? It's Pink Floyd, The Wall. I keep banging my head against the wall.
I see. Okay. Yeah, you told me a couple of jokes earlier, and they went whoosh today. But
no, I can understand why. But don't worry, I've gone through the computer and got rid of all the spam.
Right. I need to put your full screen for that one. Just a minute. Off you go again.
Yeah, I fixed fixed all the spam. There you go. Look,
Brilliant.
it's all gone. It's empty. Very cheesy jokes. I thought the wall one was good. Banging my head against the wall.
It's something you can't do on radio, isn't it? You can't actually
Yeah.
do the visuals, and that's a point. If you've got if you've done a show on Be Live, and it's got lots of visuals in it, it won't readily transfer to podcast.
No,
because
you can't.
If
you're wanting to transfer it to a podcast, you've got to make sure that it is podcast acceptable. Maybe download it first before you go anywhere and listen back to a show that you've done and see if it is, and if there is, how you could adjust that for a future show. I think that'd be the best first step.
Yeah. I did headbutt something.
You headbutted the wall.
I think so. Yeah, I have. I should be repaired in a couple of days, but thank you for noticing.
Yeah. I know what I'll tell everybody what it is. It's when you were helping set the station up. You're going, why won't this work? Why won't this work?
Right. There have been moments of frustration in getting it to work because once you know how it's done, it's easy. But trying to get from knowing nothing to get something working without any real manuals is always. Yeah.
No, so I'm quite impressed actually with how well you've picked it up. For somebody who's never took the step into radio, you've picked it up really well and really surprised me. Really, actually, well, no, because if you think about going in, no idea whatsoever, it is like whoa, and you're certainly good at picking the knowledge up with it. So I can see good things happening with you through it.
I totally agree, and thank you. No, we did think of having. Well, we may well have breakfast shows.
Yeah.
But we realised that we're going across 19 time zones, and it's going to be very difficult to have a breakfast show in the UK when it's sort of 3 a.m. in the States. So we're working on that one.
Yeah, I don't think it would specifically be a breakfast show, but you wouldn't call it breakfast show because it's unfair on the rest of the world if you do it in the UK. But like I said, maybe a way is where probably the breakfast show in Australia, your Australian breakfast and all that, it sort of explains to people that this is breakfast time in Australia, and then probably make people aware in other countries that, hey, it's breakfast time in Australia and stuff.
And you can reverse that because we could do a breakfast time show from Australia from the UK in our evening.
Yeah,
all sorts of possibilities.
Yeah. So yeah,
Indeed.
It opens a door on many things, many subjects to cover as well. Shows are not just about music. In the past, I've known people to talk about. I'm trying to think. When you put yourself on it, you forget computer game shows where people talk about computer games and play a few tracks like computer game related. I've even heard shows about wrestling, talking about the latest wrestling events, and then playing music connected to wrestling in between the talking. Fashion shows. The best thing that I've ever heard on radio, and I was a part of, was a cookery show. Yep, cookery show on radio. And basically, it worked. And I was a guest on once. I was asked in to join in, and I think there's a time the Walker's Crisp were doing funny flavours and Cajun squirrel flavour crisps. So I had to sit there and explain, because people couldn't see the reaction of me, explain how it tasted. So things that, you know what I mean? So there's lots of opportunities. It'd be good as well, actually, to have a regular station update show. So trying to basically once every so often a show where somebody specifically talks to the presenters contacts the presenters, has a little chat with them, a little interview with them about their show.
Yeah.
So they can talk about their show. So say you do a show at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday. They contact you and have probably even a half-hour show, an half-hour interview with you about your show and what it is. Now people can listen to it, and people then get used to knowing at that time you can find out what shows are taking place and probably play a few that presenter's favourite tracks. So like the presenter picks the tracks to play in the show.
Yeah.
And then also any station updates can be included in that show. Like we've got this new, that's new, or this person's just joined the station. That's not many. It's a bit like points of view for radio.
Indeed. I mean, we're totally open to anybody's suggestions. You can, when it comes to choosing a topic for your own show, you've got total freedom, as long as it's not about religion and there's no swearing in it. You can choose
racism.
No racism. You can choose any topic you want. You can talk about that topic. You can be just you on your own, or you can be with friends. And basically, you create the podcast, run it through Audacity, and we'll put a short video through showing you how to do that, and then you send it to us, and we'll take care of the rest.
But the good thing about it as well with phones, you can take them out and record audio as well now on them. And maybe you want to talk about where you live, or something like you were saying, like an event that's taking place where you are that you want to share. Take it down, do a few interviews on your phone, and you can do that.
Yeah.
But you can buy bigger equipment. I've got one of these things here. I'll show you.
Just a minute. Okay.
One of these. It's a Zoom, but they come quite expensive, about like 200 quid each. But that's what radio stations have used to when they're recording interviews. So it just looks like that, and you go out and you record. You're talking to somebody. Hello, how are you? Yes, that kind of thing. But you can still do it on your mobile phone. So, and then you just transfer it over into the show. Be good. Like, say you've got somebody in where you live who's been running a garage for 60 years and talking about how it's changed over the years. I'd love to hear a show like that. Like old Bert from down the garage. I started it in 1952 when I've been here. Back then we had lead in the petrol. But lead I wonder how we all didn't die. That kind of thing. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a audio archive, as well as the video one that you're actually doing. Yeah. So that's good. If you've already got a podcast on Anchor.fm, then we'll accept those too. Yeah. Because you're already creating those, and we can give them a wider audience, a global audience. Because what it is, it's everybody coming together and broadcasting together, and we can cross-promote each other, and it'd be a win-win situation. Definitely. So, I mean, the possibilities for promotion are endless, really, and we do have somebody who's going to be helping us, don't we, Fonz?
Yeah.
Do we want to mention her yet, or leave it until?
Oh yeah, no, you just put me on the spot because I'm not thinking on that thing. I have to shift my brain over. I can only do one thing. I'm thinking about it because I'm thinking about the same house. Oh yeah, no, we can do. Yeah, I'll let you give it a mention.
Right. Okay. What we're doing is we've got a structure of what we're aiming for in terms of the station. So we're starting off knowing where we're headed. So we have a goal in mind, and we're looking for people who can help us achieve that goal. And we're fortunate to have Lynn Cobine, who's actually volunteered to run our social media. Is that correct, Fonz?
Yeah, social media and advertising.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it was advertising. I don't know about. She hasn't mentioned social media too.
Oh, right. Okay. She's
it's advertising. It's to basically get, as the station grows, a few advertising placement. Now, I don't want to be a station that's full of adverts. So the best approach, I think, with this is show sponsorship. Mm-hmm. So shows are sponsored. Each individual show is sponsored. But the good thing about it, if the presenter gets the sponsor themselves for their show, then they get I think we agreed on they get a percentage
Yep.
of the sponsorship to use to fund back into their program, so they can buy better equipment and things at their end.
That's right. I mean, we don't need as much equipment as we do for live broadcasting, because you don't need a camera. You do need a decent microphone, and so you can get your microphone upgraded. And of course, if you upgrade it for the radio, you're going to be upgrading it for your videos as well.
Right. So
double benefit.
So it gives people an incentive to find a sponsor for their show as well. And shows sound better when they've got a sponsor, they've got backing, and it sort of gives that oomph, I think, with the shows.
Yeah.
And I think it, you know, I mean, you know, you've got somebody supporting you, and I've always thought show sponsorship was better than non-stop adverts.
I agree. Yep, I'm with you on. We're on the same page, which is good.
You just get a short mention within the show. This is such and such, sponsored by Fonz'sBaconRolls.com.
Oh right, yes, you're going to start a bacon butty shop.
No, I'm just using it for a. Fonz's Bacon Butties supports this show. Get yours at Fonz'sBaconRoll.com. Bacon. That kind of
right,
thing.
Okay, and Ross is saying good night from Australia with the pumpkin landed hard, and I need to say good night. Looking forward to catching up with you again, Stephen and Fonz.
No, and definitely look into making a podcast.
Indeed. So good night, Roz. Take care, and we'll see you again soon. Right now, it wouldn't be anything goes if we didn't have, at some point in the show, a music quiz. So we're going to test our knowledge with our favorite music quiz software, and we're going to be looking at 1980s albums. Ooh. And I'm just going to bring that up on screen. I'm just waiting for it to come through. This is live, and there we have it. And I'm going to put it at the top of the screen, and then I shall read it out, and you've got to try and beat Fonz to the answer. Okay? Okay. The question is, who recorded this album? The album is Hotter Than July, and your options are Stevie Wonder, Steely Dan, ABBA, and David Bowie. Hotter Than July was the album.
I have no idea.
Right, and Kelly's not with us today. This is going to be a problem. We might just cut it down to 3 questions. So, who recorded the album Hotter Than July? Was it Stevie Wonder, Steely Dan, ABBA, or David Bowie?
I'll make a guess.
Go on, have a guess.
I guess Stevie Wonder.
Well done.
That was a good guess.
It was, wasn't it?
That was.
Right. The next question: who recorded this album? Emotional Rescue. Was it Neil Diamond, the Jacksons, the Alan Parsons Project, or the Rolling Stones? Read that again. Emotional Rescue, Neil Diamond, the Jacksons, Alan Parsons Project, or the Rolling Stones? And we'll bring Fonz.
I keep thinking the Alan Partridge Project.
No. It's not the Alan Partridge Project. No.
No idea on this one. I'm going to go with the Alan Partridge Project.
Right. Well, I'm going to sort of disagree, and I'm going to press the button. And on this one, I'm going to go the Rolling Stones.
Really? Oh, it is. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I like the Rolling Stones. Right.
Okay. Well, the next one's yours. Who recorded the album Scary Monsters and Super Creeps? Was it Stevie Wonder, Steely Dan, David Bowie, or Pat Benatar? And whilst Fonz is thinking, you've got time to enter your own answers. And I'll catch up with your comments in a moment, Becky, as we come to the crux of this. This is Fonz's question.
Are these real albums?
Yeah, of course it is.
I've never heard of these. Where have I been? What have I been missing?
Well, I think it's actually part of your extensive record collection. I wouldn't be too surprised if you found it. Yeah. All right, okay. I'm going to go with David Bowie.
I'm going to say David Bowie. It's his, that's his kind of thing, that is.
Yeah. And the final one today is who recorded Triumph? Was it Barbara Streisand, ABBA, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, or the Jacksons?
Right, it's definitely not ABBA.
Nope.
It's definitely not the Jacksons.
Okay.
That means it is the Jacksons, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't know on this one. I've got to
know.
put my hands up and say I've no idea who recorded this.
I'm going with
None at
Barbara
all.
Streisand. I'm going with Barbara Streisand.
You're going to go for Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
Your first guess was right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. We only play that for fun, and we want to say thank you to
That was easy.
Trivia Plaza for providing the questions. Right. And
How come when we finish it, all the ones that I know start coming up?
Right. And Becky got David Bowie and Stevie Wonder. And Becky's big comment is just like to promote reading Alison Bruce's Bruce's Gary Goodyear of Parkside series of books. Brilliant read. Alison loved the way that all the books followed on and include bits from the past. Highly recommend reading them, especially if you're from Cambridge. Now you've actually spoken to her, haven't you?
Well, I know her.
Yeah.
And I know her husband, Jason. We're actually working on a project together, me and Jason.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Which music project? Fingers crossed, fulfilling a dream that I wanted to do for a long time. So
right.
Not me singing. That's not me singing. So it's not me, but something else. But
right.
Great guy, brilliant books bio, and I really like the first one, Cambridge Blue, which gives connections to the Emma Rolfe murder that happened in Cambridge. So like Rolfe, I don't know if Becky's noticed it, on the hand, it's got just like Emma written on the hand, which is Emma Rolfe, and of course she's added the extra bit of Rolfe Street in there, which is not a real street in Cambridge. It's basically based on Emma Rolfe, which is brilliant. Good books.
Okay, right. So,
yeah,
I'm here. Yes. Amazing.
Yeah, no, I was going to say something else, and I've completely. I hate it. You think of so many things you've got to say, and
yeah.
Then you forget.
So let's go through it. It's United World Radio is our project, broadcasting globally, 24/7, and it is global community radio, which means that it's local community and global, and we're looking for presenters who will send in podcasts. Which we can then play on the show. When the podcasts aren't playing, there is music. And it's darn good music. I mean, the amazing thing that got me is you put up the initial playlist, and I thought I'd have put 70% of those there.
Yeah,
I know the songs. I was singing the songs.
Yeah, well, most of them are basically what I've tried to do in the early stages as I build it up is songs that everybody will recognise. I think, but like I said, don't quote me wrong, if you listen to it for an hour, I don't think there'll be a song you don't know on there.
Right.
So, and that's the good thing about it as well, because you know that you can listen to music and you actually know the song and more than likely like the song as well. Like you were saying, it's covering tracks from all the different decades.
Right. If you're interested in becoming part of the project, then all you need to do is click the link that I'm posting now and type radio in the comments. And so that's the link. Should come up in a second. I'm just waiting for it. I think we've got a bit of delay on the feedback at the moment. Yes, it's there. So if you're interested, click the link and then simply type radio in the comments. And that's whether you want to broadcast or want to help us. Yeah, either we accept gratefully.
There's other ways you can get involved. So it's not just, that's probably a good point to mention. It's not just presenters that we need. People to help with social media, people to help with collecting information to put on the website and stuff, and people collecting news as well. So bits and bobs as it grows. Well, so there's different roles to be filled.
or indeed a radio community could be built around every single podcast.
Yeah.
So that everybody builds their own team, which feeds into the larger
That's
team.
right. Yeah, that's right. You could have. I'm sorry, no, you're right. So if you don't have to do it on your own. You could be a group who shares the responsibility of your programming.
Yeah. Yeah. All
So
sorts of possibilities.
Yeah.
But I just want to say kudos, because after 7 days, the radio station is live. The player's on the website. We've got an Android app. We're pretty close to an iPhone app. Astonishing, amazing progress. With your help, we can go even further. And
take it
that's
to the
what we'd
next
like
step.
to do.
Yep.
Indeed.
Well, this is our present to the world, you could say. It's your opportunity to get involved. And of course, we're not here. We're not here for people who are professionals, because I don't believe anybody's a professional in anything. I think you're just good at what you do, and even more so if you have a passion for it. But what this is giving people the first step into radio as well. We're not trying to be up there with the others. That's not our goal. We're not looking for 1 million listeners. We'll be happy if we get 3 or 4, but for the right reasons. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's giving people the opportunity to learn. And I hope one day, maybe sitting behind me, instead of the Fonz, I could have pictures of past presenters who have gone on and done bigger things on bigger stations, and say, hey, see that guy? You listen to him on such and such radio. He's a big star. Actually, he stayed on our station.
Yeah.
As you know,
absolutely brilliant.
I know that we give that person that opportunity to take the next step.
Right. A question from Rodney. I coach small business owners on Facebook and social media. How can I help?
Get in touch with us.
Yep. Over to you, Fonz.
If he gets in contact with us, and to see how we can work together in some way. Be great. It's wonderful seeing people. This is what community is all about, and people offering to help, and messages like that are brilliant, because in the long run it benefits everybody all the way around.
Indeed. And Rodney, we'd love your help. And if you get in contact with us, just click the link I just posted a moment ago and type radio, and then you're on our messenger, and we can chat with you after the show.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And come back to the both of us as we take our next question, which is from Hayden. And Hayden is, nice project. How are you handling the licensing?
The licensing for the music. What it does, it goes through PRS thing. I'm in the process of finalising that, so that's not a problem. And basically, if you search PRS, you can have an online broadcasting license that lets you play music, and that then you give them money, and then it's spread out through artists. You receive royalties for it. So that's in the process of being sorted and being arranged.
Excellent.
I think at the moment why it's test transmissions, that it's not on the level to be actually classed as a full broadcaster, because the listenership's very low. But we will have, when we're fully up and running, it'll be all in place, baby.
Very good. And Rodney's going to contact us. Thank you, sir. That's brilliant. Good. This is the wonderful thing about live video that I love, is that when we do a broadcast and we reach out to people, we tell our story, people volunteer to be involved, and we meet new people, make new friends through live video. And we're going to try and do the same with radio as well.
Definitely.
So it's about connecting with people and getting to know people around the globe. And I'd like to say, it just works so well. Yeah. People are getting involved.
The thing about it as well, with radio, a lot of people, and I've worked with a lot of people on and off over the years, think once you become a radio presenter, you're a star. We're not looking for stars. We're not looking for that kind of thing. We're looking for people just with a passion and enjoy what they're doing, and willing to work in a team and help each other. Really, that's the kind of people. It's like that community spirit. We're here for each other. That kind of thing. That's what we're looking for on the station.
It's the teamwork that makes things happen, and we've been fortunate. I mean, since we've both started live broadcasting and doing shows together, we've been fortunate to meet so many people all around the globe who've become friends, and we've become involved in joint ventures for charity, for training. The list is virtually endless and just keeps growing. And this latest project into radio is my opportunity to learn all about radio from somebody who's walks the walk.
It's in reverse now. You taught me all about Be Live, and now
indeed, and that's what happens. I mean, we help each other and fill in the gaps and the knowledge gaps, and that's the why it works so well.
Yeah, definitely. The good thing about it is, like you're saying, fundraisers. Maybe once up and running, we could do a charity event on the station. Where the good thing about it is we can play music, so you donate 50p to have your tune played.
Yep.
Or something. So opens that opportunity as well for, hey, you want to listen to a track, donate a bit of money, and you get your favourite track.
Yep. So for the moment, it's a music station. It's a podcast station. It will be a live station in the not too distant future, and we're enjoying doing it. We hope that you enjoy becoming part of it as well. And all you need to do is click the link and type radio. And amazingly, Fonz, we've done it again. We've got to nearly to the top of the hour. Would you like to close the show, sir?
Yeah, no, just anybody who wants to get involved, to drop us a message, type radio. And it's about helping each other. So if you've got ways that you think, actually, I do this, that might benefit that, then get involved. And the good thing about it as well, if you're a company, I should mention this, if you're a company who can help out in some way, it can offer us a service, then we can offer you something in return. We give you a mention on the station. So this, thanks from support, and it'll also be on our website as well, supported by this company. So there's that opportunity as well. That's what I was thinking of earlier. But thanks to everybody for watching, and
it's goodbye from Wiltshire
and Cambridge.
We'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.